Hey, how you doing? Adrian here with bestformyfeet.com. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how to apply mink oil to work boots. Now, I have different mink oils in here and also have different work boots, different leathers. This one used to be nubuck. We have Thorogood's full grain leather. We have Dr. Martens, that's a leather that's been modified industrially to look shiny and all that. And we have this Avenger as well with full grain leather. If this is the first time you hear about mink oil, there are different mink oil solutions out there. I have this mink oil paste, mink oil liquid, and mink oil spray. And in this video, I'll show you how I use each one of them and on what type of leather. In terms of what tools you need in order to apply mink oil, we're just gonna need a few brushes, nylon brush to get the dirt off, and horsehair brush to spread the oil, and a few cloths as well for the same reason, to spread the oil on the boots. Now, the first thing I want to get out of the way is how not to use mink oil. And this boot particularly used to be, used to be nubuck leather. It's still the same leather, but it lost that frizziness, that specific characteristic of the nubuck leather when I applied mink oil paste to it. So if you want your nubuck boots to keep their nice texture, avoid mink oil paste at all cost. This is not good for this type of leather or even nubuck or suede. Don't use that. Use mink oil spray if you want. I'll leave you a couple of links to other videos in the description if you want to check them out. And that's actually the only negative thing I can say about mink oil. I've used mink oil on work boots and leather casual boots for a decade or even more, and I can't remember a time where I said the mink oil damaged the leather of my work boots. So it's a safe product to use on your leather work boots. Alright, great stuff. Let's start with this Dr. Martens, and we're gonna apply the mink oil spray to this one because it's a smooth leather, it's a shiny leather, and it's easy to apply. So the first thing we want to do with any boot, you want to clean it a little bit, especially if you work in an industry like myself where, you know, the boots get mud, sand, concrete or whatever on your boots. Then it's a good idea to clean them properly before applying the mink oil. Great stuff. Now the next work boots I want to apply mink oil to are the Avenger's slip-on work boots. We're gonna use the mink oil liquid on this one, and actually this is the boot that I'm wearing right now as I'm shooting this video. I stepped the other day in a tray full of concrete and water to test out the waterproofing feature of this boot. So I want to make sure I clean it properly. The good thing is that this is a slip-on work boot, so there's no laces, and it's much easier to clean and to apply mink oil to. Using the mink oil liquid is the messiest way to condition your work boots, so I recommend it to have a tray or maybe a towel or something under your boot when you apply it, because mink oil liquid is quite runny and is gonna go all over the place. Or instead of applying it to the boot, apply the mink oil to the cloth and then try to rub it on the boot. It's just a little bit more work in my opinion. Excellent. Now let's apply the last mink oil solution, which is the mink oil paste. We're gonna apply this to my Thorogood leather work boots. Now this is the preferred version for me, at least when it comes to waterproofing the boots, especially making sure I protect the boot from the environment, because it's much thicker than the other two, right? The Mink Oil and the Mink Oil Paste, and this creates like a cream. It creates like an extra layer on top of the leather. And when you go through mud, you know, when you go through sand, when you go through, I don't know, other things like that, then the leather is protected. It becomes a little bit repellent, right? So whatever goes on your boot, it's easier to take it off and it doesn't get into the leather. Today is nice and warm where I live, and it's easy to take out the Mink Oil Paste from the can and apply it to the boot, spread it on the boot. But usually it's a little bit harder than that, especially if in your area it's winter or it's just cold, or you forget the Mink Oil Paste on, you know, outside in your garage or whatever. That's why I recommend keeping your boot maintenance products inside the house somewhere where you can always have them at room temperature, ready to apply them to your boots, to your work boots. Sometimes I did forgot my Mink Oil Paste outside, and it's not the end of the world. You can use a little bit the hair dryer if you want to melt a little bit or to warm up a little bit the Mink Oil, and then you just can apply it to your boots. That's perfectly fine. Another thing I like to do with Mink Oil Paste is I like to cover the Goodyear welt with paste. Now I do this because I like to protect the stitches and the seam on the Goodyear welt. I haven't seen anybody recommending this or saying that's good or not. It's just something that I do based on the environment I'm working in, and I really think this extra layer of protection for the seams on the Goodyear welt is going to extend the lifespan of the boot by, you know, not allowing the seams or the stitches to become weak and rip prematurely. I'll answer a few additional questions in this article. I'll leave you a link in the description. But if you're wondering which Mink Oil solution should you choose for your work boots, the way I put it is like this. If you work in harsh environments, heavy duty environments, I would use Mink Oil Paste to waterproof my boots and to protect them from the environment. And then you have on the other extreme, you have the Mink Oil Spray, which is more recommended for delicate leathers like nubuck, suede, and you have the Mink Oil Liquid in the middle, which you can use for both, but I would definitely warn you about using the Mink Oil Liquid on suede or nubuck, because if you're not doing it properly, you can definitely overdo it, and maybe this is gonna leave you with some bad looking boots. I hope this video was helpful, and now you'll know how to apply Mink Oil to your work boots. If you have any additional questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them as soon as possible. I'm Adrian from bestformyfeet.com. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.